The Quilts of Mrs. Gussie Beatrice Arnold Hill, an art exhibit at the Museum of Fine Arts at Florida State University, is a showcase of countless stories woven into each stitch, a tribute to family heritage and history. The granddaughter of quilter Mrs. Hill and curator of the exhibit is FSU dance chair and professor Angeli Austin. For Professor Austin, the quilts and exhibit are a personal way to honor her grandmother, whose artistry in quilting represents generations of resilience and strength.
Legacy. It really is about legacy, and it began to really unfold into me really having a deeper understanding of my own history and legacy and the strength of my ancestors in terms of what it must have been like for them as African Americans living in the South during slavery and afterwards, what their toil was. Actually, it wasn't like they had a day off. You know, they were quilting in ways and means that perhaps had to do with them settling themselves down, getting their spirit to calm in a way in terms of what they had to deal with during the day.
So they have a lot of history to them. And that goes not only for Mrs. Gussie and her quilts, but also a lot of Black Southern quilters. And so that was, of course, a huge tradition in the South. And what they could do with such limited resources and really build, especially in Mrs. Gussie's case, a legacy.
This is a picture
By restoring connections and retelling stories, Professor Austin has created a vivid and poignant patchwork of the history her family has created.
I was able to go to the opening reception for this exhibit. I have like a very vivid memory of Angeli and some of her family members discussing certain photographs and certain family members and stories and histories that they remember within their community.
The conversations I'm having with my family now is also giving me more information about their lives living here, but also in terms of what they saw, what they experienced, how they managed and maneuvered. I think they also would be glad to see their history really told from their perspective.
This exhibition isn't just a personal journey for Angeli. Through textiles and heirlooms, the exhibit invites visitors to rediscover the stories passed down through their own families, weaving a stronger bond to their own heritage. The quilts of Mrs. Gussie Beatrice Arnold Hill are more than just thread and fabric. They intertwine a tapestry of history and personal connection in a way visitors can relate to. As Tallahassee celebrates its 200th anniversary this year, this exhibit stands as a celebration to not just family legacy, but a community's rich heritage. Professor Austin honors the roots of her past, highlighting the influence it has left for the Tallahassee community to follow.
So I think it's really important, especially for students who are coming to Tallahassee but might not recognize that history of what was here before there was a university here. What did the people who lived here experience? I think the story of Mrs. Gussie, the types of quilts she was making, the way that she was a matriarch of her family and oversaw a lot of challenges. And I think that that's just as much a part of Tallahassee history as anything else.
Mrs. Hill's impact on the Tallahassee community and her own granddaughter are profound. This exhibit offers a shared experience, a celebration of the past that binds us all through the timeless art of storytelling and community, sewn into every stitch.
As a student here, it like inspires me and kind of invigorates me to leave my own impact and have my own story here in Tallahassee, because it's you know, a pretty magnificent city.
We're sharing a moment together, ideally that allows us to open up and really have honest conversations and see the similarities and not the differences.
Mrs. Gussie Beatrice Arnold Hill's quilts serve as more than just cultural heirlooms. They're a celebration of resilience, heritage, and the power of storytelling.
So it's all white on the back.
Through each stitch, her legacy lives on, connecting generations and offering a unique glimpse into the strength of family and community that continues to inspire. This exhibit invites visitors to reflect on their own histories and the ties that bind us, creating a stronger sense of unity through art and tradition. I'm Sophia Schroeder, reporting.